Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's morning time, a bit on the windy side, patchy clouds, temperatures are all right. Let's take a quick walk around and I'll show you what I'm working on today. So I'm siphon draining some water out of these 55-gallon drums into these smaller ones, and then I'll put one of the big ones on the ground and do the same thing with it. I wasn't paying attention, it overflowed the first barrel. I lost a little bit of water, but I've got plenty this trip. It's not an issue. Let's go take a look at the pond this morning. Yeah, last night a piece of that trim right up there was vibrating ever so often with the wind. Kept waking me up, so didn't sleep too good last night. That's going to get a few more screws in it before the day's up. Saw a few birds in and out of the pond this morning already. Yeah, something definitely ate a bird over here. Maybe a bobcat. Maybe another bird. Bird of prey. I don't see any of the tadpoles. I did see a toad last night. Chihuahuan toad. I'm sure that's what these tadpoles are from. No snails. Probably have to give them a while. I'm sure there's still some eggs somewhere in the pond from them. Looking at the next batch of good fertile soil in the bottom of the pond. A good mix of rabbit feces and buoyant organic material. Well, it doesn't look like anything else was eaten off of the almond tree last night. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to town before this trip's up and get some real fine screen to put around these cages to completely close them in where nothing can get to them, insect or rodent. This one's got a few leaves. Something's still eating on it too, though. Now, these viscous acacias smell real good. Real pleasant smell. first pecan tree. Getting a little bit more height on it this year. This one looks quite healthy as well. Still quite dry around here. Seems like nothing's interested in the moringa or the deal. Pretty happy about that. Let's go over the building, take a look what I'm going to work on today. So I'm back here working on these stairs, putting these terrazzo pieces that I made from the riverbed gravel out here in. So if you caught the video from the other day, I was working on this upper portion. I did the hardest one first, that upper step, because I had to recess the floor underneath it so that it would meet the tile properly on this upstairs here. Get a little 1/2 inch lip there so they'll be flush. I think it's going to turn out looking real nice. I'm going to go ahead and cut these caps for the stair top as well, but I'm going to put once these are epoxy, the toe board, I'm going to put them in place, let them set, and then I'll set the cap. That way I can go ahead and epoxy all of them at the same time. Now 4 more toe boards to do, and then 6 steps. Correction, 7 steps. Well, let me get to cutting. Well, I wasn't expecting it to rain, but it's definitely raining. I don't know that it'll be enough for water to run down the creek, but that should be nice to see. Looks like a decent little rain shower right over there. Maybe we'll see some water run down the creek today. It'll definitely be the highlight of my day. If it keeps up this pace of rain, it will run down the creek. Well, if it starts running down the creek, I'll definitely film that. Let me get back to work. I'm not decided it wanted to hill out here. Definitely not too pleasant out there. So I got my little wood burning stove going in here, warm it up so I can do my epoxy later when I get these pieces cut all the way. Heating up a little water for some cocoa. We might get some water running down the creek that keeps this up. Nothing's running yet. Let me get back to cutting my concrete pieces out there. Well, we've got some water running out here, so I think the creek's going to start running pretty soon. It's coming down pretty good now. Nothing coming down the creek yet. It'll start coming pretty soon though, if it keeps this up. Beautiful sight, Swallowing Desert. Sure is nice in here. I spent some money on this little wood burning stove and took some time to install it, but I'll tell you what, it's worth every penny and all the labor it took. Let's see if we can see anything from up top. Hopefully this monsoon season will be a good one. Fill this pond all the way up. Yeah, we got some water coming into the pond. Not enough to fill it up, but it's definitely got water coming in. You don't hear that sound out here very often. Got a little water coming in from the North Creek over here. Maybe it'll keep going. Maybe it'll keep raining for a little while. Oh, it's not from the North Creek. That's off the side of the mountain there. It's running around the edge of the road. That's where it's coming from. North Creek's not running yet. Well, it's got a little water running in it. Not much though. Just a little bit. know I brought an umbrella out here, but I can't find it in that mess of a building. So I'm using a Top Fray tote as an umbrella. Improvise, overcome. Let's go down and look at the main body of the pond and the main creek. Well, I don't have to water anything today. Got a little bit of water pulling in there again. That's from that little erosion gully alongside those moringa. The other one over here still hasn't even ran over here. It's just soaking into the ground right there, that all that fine sediment and sand. The pecan trees are happy. Sounds like it's got some more in it. Hopefully that comes this way. The wind's blowing this direction, so maybe it'll come this way. Beautiful sight. Yeah, nothing coming in here yet. Let's go look at the main creek. A little bit of water pulling there on the moringa. Well, this clay you just get taller and taller the further you walk in it. No water over here yet. Hopefully it keeps coming. Let's walk up it a little further. We got just a little bit of water movement in the main creek. It's just what ran off right here though. It didn't come down this one yet. You see what I call the hot tub doesn't have any water in it yet. Well, maybe it'll start raining harder again. Beautiful sight. Let's go up on the road and see if any water's running into that big leaky weir that's up there. On second thought, I think I'm gonna wait to go up there. You can't see the mountains over there because it's raining so hard. I think I'm gonna give it about 10-15 minutes and see if this comes this way. I don't want to get up there on the road in the middle of that. Hopefully that comes this way. Yeah, it's definitely raining over there. Hopefully it comes this way. Now that the ground has a little bit of water on the top, you know, the top layer, it'll start running if it rains again. Of course, it dries out quick around here. You probably have to rain within the next hour or it'd be like it was starting all over again. Well, what a difference a few hours makes. Everything's dry pretty much, except for what's not in direct sunlight over here. Never did get that other rainstorm that was off to the east. It just blew on by. Well, I got all my concrete pieces cut for the stairs. That's the pile of cut-offs there. I'll mix them back in when I'm pouring some grade beam on one of these stone domes I'm gonna make later. Get rid of them. Well, I think they turned out looking pretty good. Once I get the clear coat, you know, the epoxy on there, it's gonna look nice. It'll match the rest of this here. I'm gonna go ahead and epoxy, put one coat on today on all the pieces, including the stair caps that are over there I've already cut. And then tomorrow I'll put another coat on all of them. And the next day I'll set the, well, I'm gonna try to set the toe boards at the end of tomorrow, as long as they've set up enough, and then put the caps on the stairs the following day. I don't know if I'll get around to putting the caulking on all the joints. Yeah, it was a lot of cutting. I should have brought some more diamond cutoff wheels. I wore out the ones that I had. Well, let me get all these pieces outside and blow all the dust out of them. Get ready to start epoxying them. I'll show you the epoxy I use here. Beast Bond. It's worked real good for everything I've used it on so far. Well, I have all my pieces cleaned, ready to epoxy. I've just got some wood blocks underneath them so I can get the paintbrush on the bottom edge to make sure it doesn't drip. Got some more downstairs. These are all the toe boards. Got an A and a B part. It's a 1-to-1 mix ratio. Ideal temperature. Working temperature is 73 to 77. It's 23, 25 Celsius. You want both the epoxy and the piece that you're going to apply it to be around in that range. So right on the money on there. It's good on that one too. Let me get to mixing. So I usually don't mix more than 150 millimeters of each part, so 300 millimeters total. I found it's hard to work that much. If you go over that, it'll start hardening up on you before you get done using it. Oh, there's what we're looking like so far. You know, that epoxy really brings the colors of the rocks out. Looks real nice. That's the first coat. I'll come back around with a paper towel and wipe up the drips. Not a big deal. Well, still got a bunch more to go. Let me get going on it. Well, fixing to heat up a can of ranch style beans, jalapenos, and then I've got pork rump roast. It was on sale, $1.29. I'm gonna cook 2 batches like that tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock already though. It's gonna be a late night. Let's go look and see how the pieces turned out that we did today for the stairs. haven't seen Sparky this trip. I'm sure he's still around, but he hasn't made an appearance. I have some grain to feed him if he shows up. It's not terribly cold, but I need to keep these at the temperature that they like to be at to set up right. So I lit the fire, a little stove. Yeah, turned out looking good. Put the second coat on tomorrow. I've got to give it 12 hours minimum between coats. I'll go upstairs, look at those. May run to town tomorrow to get some fine mesh wire to put around the almond tree fences to keep out the insect or rodent. It's eating all the leaves off. Yeah, I think they turn out looking good. It's only the first coat too. Second coat would be a little more glossy. Doesn't take very long with that hot fire to get those beans warmed up. I usually eat those first, and then once it gets a good bed of coals in there, cool it down a little bit and put the meat on there. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight. By the time I get done cooking 2 batches of pork and taking a shower, it's probably going to be midnight. If you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed the ranch build up, there's a few ways to do that in the description of the video. Buy me a coffee is the easiest. There's also Amazon. Every little bit will get me closer to being the goal, be here full time, and make the ranch build go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.